flowing with the water, flowing with the water, flowing with the water, flowing with the water. Innocent love, innocent love, flowing with the water, flowing with the water, flowing with the water.
Flowing with the waters.
Rolling with the waters.
Flowing with the waters.
Hello, baby love. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm still having a little coughing, so I already say on the bench. I apologize for that. You know, I guess it takes longer than I thought, but that's the only thing is it's just a little scratchy throat. That's all it is. It's no sickness, no whatsoever.
Just a cough.
Yeah,
Itchy throat.
it's a cold. So what did
So what do you have, baby?
Oh, I went to Publix and I got a Italian sub sandwich.
And thank
That's
you.
with,
I got what is this? Tuna
Tuna,
sandwich.
and I put on some salad and some cheese. I know baby loves cheese, so I just figured I'd put it on there.
Yeah. So we're gonna
The American food, huh?
talk today, baby. What topic we're gonna discuss today?
You wanted to talk about narcissism in general,
What is narcissist?
and what it is.
Ako pumili nun. I picked that topic.
Yeah, baby love picked the topic, so since you picked the topic, you got to start.
Oh, okay.
Since you picked the topic, now I can eat.
Okay. I want to eat too, baby. I want to start eating too.
Okay, so well, somebody got to talk. When people want to see us eating,
Okay.
you know.
I didn't know before what is narcissist. You just told me about it, right?
You didn't know anything about it?
Before? No, I didn't know. I heard that word, but I didn't know the meaning. I didn't know what is the meaning of narcissist.
Yeah, I kind of like started it probably 2-3 years ago, something like that, and I learned a lot about it. But I didn't know much about it until I started to, study myself, and
It's hard, right?
yeah, and what we actually talked about last time in the last video when I talked about controlling people. Narcissistic people are also some majority also controlling, but they also have other things that a narcissist has. And one of the things that is like a majority that most narcissists have embedded in them is that people who are narcissistic, they never feel that they are wrong. They never feel that they are wrong. They always feel that they are right. And if somebody else disagrees or says that they're wrong, they will never admit. They will never admit that they're wrong, that this is their fault, or they, not often feel sorry for other people. They don't have a sense of remorse for other people. That's one thing I know about people who are narcissistic. That's what I learned.
It's not only you don't see. It's not only when your ex is narcissist, but you can also someone like a friend. It's not only how you say it, the baby. Some politicians are narcissists. Right? Narcissists, they are like, they seek for admiration. They like to have the power, And for me, I didn't know this before, but since I experienced,
you learned that.
and you told me, explained to me like, oh baby, this is narcissist means, and I learned about it, and oh my God, thank God. now I can understand the person who is narcissist. Now I know how to deal with the, with the person with the narcissistic behavior. And it's really difficult, guys, like yung na-experience mo na meron kang narcissist na kaibigan or ex, friend, how you can deal with narcissists, how to avoid narcissists.
Well,
Because I know some narcissists, they like to fight. They, like they have this rage, baby. They want to, they do everything to destroy you. And how your advice, baby? Give me some advice how to deal with them.
well, one thing that I learned, also my experience, is that a person who is narcissistic likes to have attention in any way possible. They like attention. They like recognition. If they don't get the recognition, then what happens is that they will start getting very grudgy. They will start to show signs of anger. Anyway, they're seeking attention, and if they don't get the attention, then what happens is that they can outburst in many different ways. But to answer your question, how to deal with a person who's narcissistic, the best way you can deal with a person who's narcissistic is to stop feeding that person. Because since a person who's narcissistic is seeking validation, seeking attention, and if that person does it in a way that is not right, in order to really battle that is to completely ignore that. Basically stop feeding that person that attention if it's not a good intention for you. Like people who are narcissistic can also be very manipulative, and they use a lot of things against you. So they could do something nice for you, and down the line they can use that against you whenever the opportunity arises. So it's kind of like they're giving you something, but it has a hook attached, like a string attached. So they're giving you something, but there's a string attached, and if something happens, they're gonna pull that string. They're gonna pull it back. They're gonna remind you,
Yeah.
I did this for you. I did this for you.
Yeah.
And now, that's what they do. And and also, you got to be very careful with a person narcissistic, because just to define again a person narcissistic, it's a person who seeks attention and validation. It's a person that will never be wrong. That person always has to be right, or the person always feels that the person is right, feels entitled. And if a person who's narcissistic gets in an argument with somebody else, no matter who it is, then the person will always blame the other person. The narcissist will always blame the other person rather than blaming themselves if they know they're wrong.
And I add to that, they play like they are the victim. They play that, like, for example, if you had a relationship, with the narcissist, and you broke,
You broke up with the
you
person?
broke up with that person, what they do is they, tell your friends, tell your family member, like, oh, she did this to me. You think that she's a nice person. No, you're wrong. She did this to me. She's horrible. She's evil. And for me, I kind of like separate myself to a lot of people, to other friends, because I know that he did that. He told negative, a lot of negative towards
Right.
me.
Right.
And it's really sad, but because I didn't know about narcissists before, I didn't know how to handle the situation, I always fight back.
Fall back.
Yeah, I always fought back, and
You kept feeding that person.
Yeah, I like to respond the text. So I learned that when you're dealing with narcissists, just stop engaging. Stop. Don't respond to email, text, calls. Just stop engaging. And if just get out before it's too late, because once you have
Right.
kids with narcissists, I'm sorry, and because it's a war. It's hard to get out, and it's drama. It's a lot of drama, and for them, there's no co-parenting. Siguro for me, you just have to focus on your child and do the best thing you can do, and just don't think the other, your
Right.
ex, the other person.
Right.
Because there's no co-parenting for them. For them, they do their own way. They're not gonna listen to you. They don't care about you because they think they are superior. They think they are better than you. They think you're just like a piece of shit. They think they think that like you're idiot. They think because for them they think they are superior, and in their mind, she has a nerve to leave me, and this is I gave everything, and I look good, I had this and that, and she's crazy. So that's the starts of the drama. No ending drama.
No ending drama. never ending drama. Also, and I'm sorry that I'm coughing. The more I talk, the more I cough, so it can happen. So I apologize in ahead of time. But the other thing that a narcissist also does is the narcissist loves to play the victim. Basically, making themselves look innocent in front of other people, making themselves look like they are the person who is wronged, the person who is suffering, and they're really good at that too, and very believable. They're using their narcissistic people, especially people who are very smart. One of the things that narcissists will never admit, like I said before, they will never admit they're wrong. They will never admit they're narcissists, obviously. Narcissistic people, based on my experience and also based on what I've learned, can never be cured. It's an uncurable disease. They will have it all their life.
But if your ex is narcissist and found someone, you're gonna have something like relief, because his attention is gonna be on that person, a new victim, the new victim.
Right.
And you're gonna have a little break. And then when he comes back, something happened with that relationship.
Right.
Maybe something didn't work. Sorry, because
He laughed.
because all of a sudden he was like wants to fight you, and then okay. Maybe they just broke up or something, and he just go back to the old trait.
Right.
How you say it? Old ways.
One of the things that narcissistic people like to do is they like to use you to build themselves up, to make themselves better. I'm not saying that every narcissist is like that, but the majority of narcissists, especially in a relationship, they want to make sure that you can provide for them, that they have the sense of security, that they don't have to worry about financial things or whatever, this and that. They want somebody who is a provider that takes care of them. And don't misunderstand. I personally believe that the husband or the man should take care of his woman. I personally believe that is God is some God. But I'm talking about from a narcissistic perspective, how they twist that thing, where basically they just don't care about you. They care about the things that you have, the security. They care about that you're making the money, that you're keeping the family stable. And as long as they have that, they're okay. But what happens is this. A narcissistic person, if he or she loses that, they're going to have to find somebody else to continue that because they are so used of being taken care of and being accepted that they cannot do any other way. So basically, if you happen to break up with a narcissistic person, that person is going to go and try and feed on somebody else. That person cannot be by themselves for a long time. They need a hope.
They jump to
They jump to another person or another situation in order to very quickly. That's the other thing I wanted to say. Narcissistic people are very quickly of making rational, big decisions. They're making decisions. If things don't go the way they want, they're going to find a way to make it the way they want. That's one thing is that narcissistic people are always wanting to do their way. And another thing is that narcissistic people have a very, very big problem dealing with the word no. They cannot deal with the word no. If you say no to that person will come back to you and say, why no? And why this? And how do you know any better? And how do you do this? They cannot accept the fact that they are wrong, and they will not take no as an answer. So they will constantly argue until you agree with them. And this is the reason why you should never even get into a debate or into a discussion or even an argument, obviously, for that particular reason, because you will not win. You will constantly argue with that person. There's just no rest. There's no rest. And that's why the key is, in order to deal with a person who's narcissistic, is to cut the line. You have to cut the line. You have to stop feeding that urge from that narcissist, because as long as you feed them, they're gonna be happy and they're gonna feed on you.
How to catch the narcissist when you just start dating? Because they're good on, pretending that, they like you so much, they do this and this, and then they're very nice, like a perfect person, like,
They're very manipulative, like I said before, and they're usually very good at hiding. They're very good at hiding their narcissistic behavior until it gets to a point where they got you locked in, and then things just come out of the surface. Narcissistic people are very good at making you feel guilty. They will make you feel guilty because they have no remorse. They don't think it's their own fault, but they always think it's your fault, the other person's fault. They're very good in making yourself feel guilty. What was your question again? You were asking me something.
I forgot which one.
You were asking me something about
about how you catch the,
how to break up?
No, like how you catch narcissists, like in the early stage of dating.
Oh, how do you notice that? You turn this around. You're not picking up your microphone. Well, the first thing is, if you start to notice that you're dealing with a narcissist,
it's hard.
It is always good to get out early and to really be true to yourself and realize that this is a narcissistic person. If that person has some of the...
I wish I knew that before, baby.
Yeah, if the person has some of the trends that we just spoke about, and you notice this in your relationship very early on, you should... It is always easier to break it off earlier than later. Because, like I said, they are really good in making you feel guilty and turning the blame around to yourself. And they're really good at tricking you, making you believe that you are wrong and they're right. That's another thing that a narcissist does. They're really good at gaslighting. It's called gaslighting, where basically they make
deny the reality. They
yes,
call it deny the reality.
yeah, they make you doubt yourself, what you said to them. Like if you said something to them, and you said, you know what, I know exactly that you have done this to me. You just don't remember anymore. And the narcissist talks back to you and says, no, that's not true. That was not like that. And they're going to keep telling you that it was not like that, that it was differently. And they're going to keep doing this until you question yourself. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's right.
Yes.
And that's what the narcissist does. They twist it around. And it's called gaslighting.
Yeah, even
You know?
like what you said, like they didn't accept that they're wrong. It's like, oh my God, I know he did this and that, but he thought that is not. That is just me thinking that way.
Right.
And it's my own. It's like it's all in my mind. Like I'm just like crazy and blaming him for nothing.
Right. Right.
That's sad.
Right.
So if you don't have kids with narcissists, you're lucky because it's easy to just run away and just don't look back. you know. But with someone with if you have kids with narcissists, well, all you have to do is just every time there's a message or call, just make sure you record the conversation. Like screenshot the text. So at least it just protects you. Like, okay, oh, what about this? You said this to me.
Right, but this is another thing. Yes, it is good, but it's also sad that you have to do this.
But that's how you have to. But just disengage. Just don't respond to the email, text, calls. Just do as a parent. Just focus to your child. Because if you done your job as a mother or as a dad, then you're not gonna have any issues or problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just hard to deal with narcissists. So the only thing is you just stay away. Stay away.
Right.
Mind your own business.
Mind your own business. And yeah, there are so many things, and there's other things that narcissistic people do. I'm just trying to think about what else, but there are so many. But like I said, one of the things is really, like I said, the manipulative behavior that they have. They're really good at hiding their true identity. They appear very friendly, charming.
But if someone caught them with their lies, they don't really care. They will act like, okay, that's fine.
Right.
Because other friends will believe me. If that person doesn't believe me anymore, then I don't care. There's more people who, who believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, in my experience, yun nga, hindi na ako, marami akong kaibigan before na iniwasan. Dahil mula ngayon ang nangyari, kumbaga parang naisip ko lang sa sarili ko, hindi mo man kailangan mag-explain. Kung maniniwala sila doon sa sinasabi niya, then maniwala sila. As long na I'm happy with Jeffrey, that's all that matters. Know?
And like I said, if you guys dealing with a person that's narcissistic, like I said, the early warning signs is they're usually overly friendly at first when you meet them. You don't think there's anything wrong with them. They're really good at pretending to be somebody else that they're not. But once you start seeing these trends, as you get closer into a relationship, the one thing I cannot say is just get out. Get out of the relationship as fast as you possibly can, because this will only get worse and it will not get any better.
Okay, let's say, for example, you did something so horrible to that person. To normal people, of course, you're going to get mad, right, baby? You're going to get upset. Okay, if someone cheated on you or someone left you, you're going to be upset. But later on, you would just like, you know what? It's okay. I don't need to, chase this person. I have child with this person. Then I'm just going to just civil, like how you say it?
Be civilized
Be
with the
civilized with
person.
that person.
Yeah.
But to narcissists, it's like, no, you can't be happy. You put me in that
yeah.
situation. No, you can't. I'm gonna tell your friends that you this, that you're this, and that, and that. Even the accusation isn't wrong.
Right.
That's not right. Because for them, whatever's in their mind, they're gonna believe whatever they think.
Well, because the mentality is that they, sorry, I gotta say before I forget this, is the narcissist likes to make everything about themselves. They want the attention, whether it's in a family, relationship, or whatever. They want the attention. A person who's narcissistic, I'm not saying everyone, but the majority of the narcissistic behavior is that they cannot see you happy. If you are happy, truly happy, and it's not anything that has to do with them, they usually act in a very weird way. They're jealous, they are not supporting you, and if they do support you, remember, they do it with a hook, with a string attached, and they will use that against you when the occasion rises. So a narcissistic person is also a person who cannot truly be happy for you. If you succeed in your life or something great happens to you, don't expect the other person who's narcissistic to fully support you without holding a grudge. Because that person, deep down inside, will hold a grudge somehow. Will say, hey, why can't we just go and do something with me? Why do you always have to go there? Because the person is not really happy of what you're doing. It's not really supported. Because a narcissistic person wants the attention to himself or herself and will never really truly support you without using that against you if they do support you, having a hook on you, or maybe just hiding it, and one day it's going to come out to the surface and they say, do you remember I let you go over there when I could have said no? They really never wanted you to go. They just said, you know what? I'm just going to use some collateral on that person. I'm just going to let the person go have fun. I'm going to pretend like that I really support that person. But inside, they're not really supporting you. Narcissistic people don't really truly support out of their heart generally. Now, I'm not saying it's with everything. There are certain things that they maybe truly support you. But usually they're supported because it somehow benefits themselves. Or it is something that is in line with them, that they agree with, or something that they like as well. For example,
They'll keep you.
for example, if the person loves to go on vacation, the narcissistic person, and you say, I would love to go on vacation, and the person says, okay, let's go. That person will not use it against you because the narcissistic person loves to go on vacation too. But if it is anything that the narcissistic person does not really like, but you like, that person will maybe say, yes, okay, go ahead, have fun, do this, but will use it against you at some point whenever it's convenient. So that's also one of the things that narcissistic people do, the kind of behavior that they have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah,
a
my
lot
advice,
of things.
just be strong. Just be strong.
Yeah. Like I said, if you deal with a narcissistic person and you're like in a very, very deep relationship already, and you see there's no way out, and you already have kids with the person or whatever, and you have a really big problem separating yourself from the person, you got to pray. You got to pray that God will set you free in some way. Because I don't think God wants us to have a relationship with so much drama. God wants us to be happy in our lives, and or at least give us the endurance to go through a certain situation. Because sometimes, yes, we have to go through trials and tribulation, but usually if that happens, God puts a limit on there, and God will give you the strength to get through this. But like I said, if this is unending and it continues and it never stops, God don't want that. God don't want that. God don't want you to have drama in your life.
No, that's true.
Now, there's one thing I'm going to turn into a preacher for a second. The Bible does say that if you suffer for righteousness, like you suffer for doing something good, that God will reward you, and He will. So if you are innocent and you have done nothing wrong, and you're going through a hard time, and you know you did everything right, but yet you're going through a very bad relationship, remember that God will reward you. He will reward you because you're suffering for righteousness. But if you do something dumb, you do something evil, and you pay the consequences, it's your own fault because you made something dumb. There's a difference.
You stop blaming the other person. You
Yeah.
know? Well, thank you, baby. I learned a lot from you.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like on the spot right now. I'm trying to think what else to say to kind of fill the time.
Because there's a lot. Because
There's a lot of things.
They said like there's 4 types of narcissists. One that I know is malignant narcissist, where like a psychopath.
Okay.
Or like yeah, it's like they're very mean. They're very mean. Like they don't really care. They see you as an object, not a person.
And like I said, it's also that they're controlling most of the time. Not all the time, but usually they have a controlling behavior. They like to be in charge. They like to be in control. And just like Baby said, they feel superior. And because they feel superior over you, they like to control you because they feel above you.
Yeah.
That's what happened to many people,
Baby, you didn't eat your food.
No, I keep the other half for, I want to talk. I don't want to eat. But because I was doing a lot of talking, so you were able to eat. If you would talk, then I could eat. Yeah, but you guys have any questions? Maybe any suggestions that we maybe forgot? I mean, there's other things, and I don't know everything about narcissistic behavior. I'm still learning myself.
Just be happy. Life is too short. Forgive and forget.
That's right. Forgive and forget. And
Life is, you need to move on. Yeah, life is too short.
and
Just be
I also
happy.
have an advice for the person who is narcissistic. And first of all, I'll be straightforward with you. You will never admit that you are a narcissist because that's some of your behavioral mentalities. You are not wrong. So you're probably not even going to listen to what I'm going to say because you already, in your mind, have already checked this off your list because you're already thinking, well, that's not me, even though you know it's you. But stop feeding on other people. Try to learn that there are other people in this world whose opinion matters as well. And their opinion needs to be valued just as much as your opinion. And look at the other person as equal. Don't look at the person as somebody who don't matter, who don't care, who doesn't care, who doesn't mean anything to you. But look at the person as an equal person, someone who is on your level and should have the same impact in the relationship as you have. Start to realize that you don't need to hold on and to control people. You don't need to do this. Just let it go. Let life flow through your hands and don't hold on to it and trying to manipulate and steer it. Let other people influence your decisions sometimes. Don't always try to decide for the other person, but let the other person decide for you because sometimes it's good for you. And plus, it's extremely stressful if you are trying to control everything. You age faster, you get old faster, you stress out faster, you get a lot of anxiety because you're trying to control everything and you're putting up drama with everybody. You have to realize that you're not always right. You don't know everything. There are other people who know sometimes better than you are. And it is even biblical and godly that we should listen to godly counsel and rebuke. If you cannot do these things, if you cannot listen to other people, if their opinion don't matter, if you always think that you are right and the other person is wrong, then all I can say is that you have a serious problem and you need therapy. You need serious therapy and prayer.
Yeah, and if you think that you're better, better or superior, then just leave the person alone.
Yeah.
You can be,
Yeah.
you can be think like you're superior. I don't worry about it. Okay, you're superior.
Right, right. Yeah, if you really feel superior, and
Okay,
like I said,
that's fine.
don't drag anybody else into that.
Yeah,
Just
that's
be
just
by
stop.
yourself. Be single. You know, get a dog and control the dog.
Yeah.
Because the dog don't matter. The dog don't care. The dog, but a human being cares and has a sense of emotion and feelings and wants to be acknowledged just as much as you are. And like I said, a relationship is about a healthy balance. You give, you take and you give, but without keeping record. The Bible says that true love doesn't keep record. Basically, if you have any grudges against the other person and you're holding on to
That's
this
not love.
and you're putting it, you're storing it, you're writing on a piece of paper, I'm going to use it against them one day, you're not loving the person because you're keeping
No.
record of all the mistakes they did. And you're not really loving the person. So let go of all this. If you want to have a wonderful relationship, then realize that you are two people. Both of you people have made mistakes in your life. You all make mistakes, but you have to carry each other, help each other through the problems. You have to be willing to help each other. But it has to be a give and take. If it's only one-sided, if the only one person constantly tries to do something and the other person doesn't do anything, eventually it's going to tilt over and the relationship breaks apart.
Yeah.
It's a give and take. A relationship is a give and take without controlling it. It's just,
And baby.
it has to flow naturally.
Yeah, and if
Peacefully.
the relationship
baby
didn't
love.
work, if the relationship didn't work, just just move on. Leave the person alone, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing
just
is
understand
if
that
you
the person has another relationship and
right, if you moved on or the other person moved on out of your life and you're the person who's narcissistic, you have to realize that the person did it for a reason and you have to respect that. You have to respect the fact that the other person moved on. And first of all, you're constantly trying to go back to the relationship, or you're trying to tamper, or you're trying to make the other person feel bad or whatever reason, then you basically lower your dignity. You have no self-dignity. You're just humiliating yourself. You're making a fool out of yourself. Don't do that. Just have a little bit of pride and move on in your life and find somebody else that will make you happy. But like I said before, my advice is if you do go into another relationship, take some of the heat that I just said, heed my advice that you have to learn to balance a relationship. Don't control the other person. Don't look down on the other person. That's what's very important.
yeah.
Anything else, baby?
I think that's it, baby.
That's it? All right, guys. Thank you guys for checking out our video. We appreciate it. And I can make an announcement since it's now official. Mini Us, the movie, is going to be released on Thursday, October 27th. We're going to have, we are very excited about showing you this.
Yeah,
this,
it's a short movie, okay? And wag niyo kayo mag-expect na grabe yung
Right, and as a matter of fact, before this video ends, I'm gonna show you the trailer right now so you can see it. Okay? All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Check out the trailer right now. Coming.
Just eat the dumb candy because that's what you want.
Well, are you sure you want to do that? I mean, there's no coming back from that, right?
I eat the candy, and you stay tall, and if there's something happen, you can rescue me, right?
Holy hell! Yes, I can see you!
Eat the dumb candy!
Here we go.
flowing with the water, flowing with the water, flowing with the water, flowing with the water. Innocent love, innocent love, flowing with the water, flowing with the water, flowing with the water.
Flowing with the waters.
Rolling with the waters.
Flowing with the waters.